What we'd like to do is give you a little insight about what the Patriot Empowerment Institute is all about. We have the opportunity to share with you a video that the founders have put together. So at this time, let's go ahead and kick off that video and share with them a little bit about that. And then we'll do some introductions.
Let me get it. Where'd it go? Sorry, guys. I had it and now it's
what happens?
Disappeared on me.
We're getting that. If you want, I can do some of the introductions. At least they know who
Yeah,
these
do some of the
founders are.
Oh, I just found it. It was in recess. Okay. I got it.
Awesome.
Okay, here we go.
If I had to describe Patriot Empowerment Institute in one word, it would be prevention. With the veteran suicide epidemic growing in staggering numbers, we are attempting to prevent veteran suicides one at a time.
I became involved with Patriot Empowerment a few years back. A couple of my friends were at a funeral of a buddy of ours who had committed suicide. And we were looking around after all the funerals we have gone to the last few years. We were trying to figure out what we could do to stop this in the future. My biggest challenge coming into the civilian world was just starting over again and having to eat a big slice of humble pie after 10 years in the military and trying to start a new career. That was the biggest challenge.
So I definitely see a void in the transition programs, and definitely feel that Patriot Empowerment Institute is helping bridge those long-term transition plans.
At the closing of my military career, the actual transition training that we were given was about 5 days. In 5 days, you try to cover from start to beginning how you're gonna move on with your life. So it's not very much, doesn't cover everything, and it's just too fast of information. It doesn't really support you once you get out.
A veteran can expect a long-term outline in one of the 4 pillars of Patriot Empowerment Institute, whether it's education, corporate work, federal work, or entrepreneurship. We're here to empower and open the aperture of the young veterans.
The lessons that I've learned along the way is don't be afraid to ask for help.
I served in the Marine Corps for about 6 years. Adjusting back to life has been difficult for me. A couple of guys from my unit that I served in recently took their lives. So there's many different ways that you can, reach out and, ask for help. It's okay to ask for help.
In 2009, I joined the Army and became an Army Ranger. There's so many opportunities and programs out there for veterans, but the problem is that it's just the awareness isn't there. There's too many veterans who isolate themselves and feel that they could do it on their own, but in reality, transitioning out of the military and into the academic world or whatever field you choose to go into, it's still a team effort, and it's important to stay connected.
We're all in this together, and we're trying to help change the outcome of a lot of veterans' lives.
Thank you for taking the time to learning more about Patriot Empowerment Institute, and we hope you can contribute to our continued success.
Wow, thank you. That was what you guys are doing. The mission and what you're standing behind is just remarkable. What I'd like to do is introduce the team here of the co-founders. Let's start with James Leandro. He is the co-founder, one of the co-founders of the Patriot Empowerment Institute, and he comes with a very impressive background and resume. Actually, he is somebody who did serve 23 years in the U.S. Marine Corps as a Force Recon Special Operations Units and directly supported the U.S. Department of State with over 8 operational deployments. And of those 8, 4 of those were combat. James, he holds a Master's of International Affairs and Bachelor's from the prestigious Columbia University. Remarkable, James. Thank you for your service. We appreciate what you've done. And what we'd like to do now is have an opportunity to really kind of start talking about these particular pillars that you discussed in the video. You said there were 4. And what really kind of hit home with me and it reflects in your resume is the educational pillar. and why you created that educational pillar and how you've been able to really mold that pillar and what do you want to do with that pillar?
Great. Thank you again for moderating, and thank you for the introduction. As I transitioned from the military, I came across a number of great organizations that have been reacting to the veterans' need, whether it's assisting veterans transition into the workforce, whether it's helping fallen veterans get up back on their feet. And I've even witnessed the VA make strides in the mental health arena. However, we're still seeing the staggering numbers of these veterans when it comes to the suicide epidemic. So what our research is indicating and highlighting is that most of these failed transitions stem from a lack of planning, not necessarily out of negligence, but they just simply not having the information and simply not knowing. So most young vets take advantage of the GI Bill, not only because it pays for your tuition, but for the larger part is because it provides that financial, monetary allowance, a monthly allowance, as long as you're attending school. And that's something that a lot of individuals really rely on. And within our education pillar, for example, whether it's outlining a successful plan for a university or a trade school, we're really highlighting the requirements and information that many young enlisted are missing. And in reality, that information is missing, and one of the main reasons why they even joined or enlisted into the military. So we're kind of going back to that and really providing them with that info. The problem is, if you wait to the last minute, like a lot of these gentlemen mentioned in the video, you wait to the last few months before you start to try to file your essays, your letters of recommendation, your high school transcripts, not to mention, try to take your aptitude test without even studying, you're not going to get into an institution of higher learning. And that's where the individuals are stumbling and falling into downward spirals that have taken so many.
Well, I commend you for that pillar, and I think it's very critical. So congratulations. And if there's anybody else here that wants to ask questions, feel free. I want to make sure that this is a dialogue as we go through this. We have a chat button. If there's a question that anybody there on the call or on the webinar would like to participate in, please throw in a chat as well. What I'd like to do also is introduce you to another co-founder, Benjamin Garcia. Benjamin, you have a very interesting background as well. Let's see here, a Marine veteran. You served in the 1st Recon Battalion. Ben is a serial entrepreneur who holds a lot of positions in a variety of industries. He's really built his business from the ground up. He's been in corporate America, and now he is an entrepreneur. He's achieved that educational pillar and has a master's in business, which has allowed him to really kind of work in this industry and build the corporate setting. As a co-founder, really, Ben, what we're looking from is, why is it so important to have this entrepreneurship pillar? What do you want to really kind of set up as that being a strong pillar for PEI?
Thank you, Erica. The second pillar for the entrepreneurship, we're really focusing on the reason why a lot of businesses fail. A lot of veterans come out, including myself, and start a business and fail the first time around due to the lack of knowledge from permits, certifications, regulations, requirements, and just a bunch of other aspects. So what we're trying to accomplish is, as veterans come out, we want to show them the opportunities and the different options that are available to them regarding the business that they want to start and pursue. And then we want to prepare them with actionable goals, concrete, tangible goals, and milestones so that they can progress into success. And through that journey, we're going to support them with a real roadmap and actual mentorship so that we know that they are going to be successful.
I love it. Well, I noticed on the call here, there are a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs. If any of you have a heart and connect with this pillar of what they're building out, please reach out to Benjamin Garcia. There is a big transition of veterans that want to start in the entrepreneurship world, and they just don't know where to start. PEI is creating that roadmap for success. If you want to mentor someone in here, if you want to help a veteran, if you want to just bring them to one of your corporate meetings, please reach out to Benjamin Garcia with PEI, and they are developing a program where you can have a hands-on one-on-one mentoring coaching session. So thank you for what you guys are doing. Benjamin, thank you for your service. James, appreciate it. Thank you for your service as well. And then finally, the other co-founder, happy to introduce, is Steve Garcia, another Garcia. If you notice, Benjamin and Steve, yes, they're brothers. And they're phenomenal serial entrepreneurs together. They help each other out. They both served, and we thank you for that. And now they're both empowering the veteran community, one person at a time, right? Steve, you served for about 10 years, is this right, in the Marine Corps? 7 of those 10 was special operations, notably force recon, 4 overseas deployments, which 2 were combat deployments in Iraq, and you fought in the invasion of Baghdad and the Battle of Fallujah. Wow, thank you, Steve. You did receive, if you guys don't know, he's a war hero here. He's received a Valor for Combat. Thank you. I know you didn't tell me that, but I researched that. And since then, you have founded a multiple of companies, one of them being Patriot General Engineering, a very successful and growing civil contracting company. And you're doing so much in the San Diego community. We thank you for that. We thank you for your service. And we just really want to know, in conclusion here, we've heard about 2 of the pillars. We know that there's 2 more that you guys are building. You're in the works of building of those. What does those future of the pillars look like? Where are you going with this institute?
Well, thank you, Erica, for the nice introduction. We're moving into a lot of different directions, but we're growing each pillar by pillar, just to make sure that we're covering all the holes and all the potholes that we might encounter, obstacles. The next 2 that we're going to go into is federal jobs, professional jobs. And we're going to funnel a lot of the opportunities that we get from people coming through the educational pillar or the entrepreneur pillar, if it doesn't work out for them, and then funnel them into those pillars so they could get, just an employment. When I was about to get out, I didn't know what I was going to do either. So I thought about being a firefighter, which is a state job or city job, and I also thought about being a union driver, which is a private sector job. Luckily, I came across a couple of mentors, family, friends that brought me in a business and really helped me grow, help us grow a company together, which was very successful. So we're hoping to help a lot of other people come around and do the same thing. No matter what different pillar you pick, we would have a lot of those milestones and goals to help them accomplish their success. So the other 2 besides those other 2 pillars, we really do want to start building more pillars. So in the future, right now we have those 4 sustainable pillars, but we're going to start continuing because we want to try to help every veteran get to wherever they want to go. So in essence, our 4 pillars are helping to set realistic goals by highlighting the information and requirements necessary to succeed. We're accompanying them, these young men and women, on a journey that we have already traveled. So we as counselors can guide them and help them stay on the path all the way up to their success.
Wow. Definitely, if you don't know Steve Garcia, Ben Garcia, James Leandro, they are the real deal. They're authentic, they've served, they have a passion to helping the veteran community, and I stand behind you as well with everybody else here on the call as well. We just thank everyone for joining. It means so much. This is a phenomenal kickoff. This is going to be a tough topic. We're going to go into a panel in a little bit, but we know some of the statistics we're going to talk about are alarming, but they're factual. This is the world that these 3 individuals have fought for our country and have fought for freedom. And we take that very serious, and we thank you. I also wanted to tell everybody here that if you haven't already, we do have a silent auction and raffle tickets, some pretty cool, exciting things that are going to go on. If you haven't logged in, I think we're going to put the link right there. It's the app.gala.bid. Please do so. 100% of these profits are going to the organization to help what you heard about, the pillars there. And it's just a really good way to get started. So please take a look there throughout the rest of the panel and click on the link and sign up. It's very easy to do. I just did it myself. It took about 2-3 clicks. All right. With that, if there's any chats, any other questions, anybody want any questions for the 3 founders here, these remarkable founders and heroes? If not, we're going to roll into the panel.